Bit of breaking news we can bring you from Coventry Crown Court. A mother who was addicted to drugs has been sentenced to 20 years for the gross negligence and manslaughter of her 7-year-old son. This was Hakeem Hussain. He suffered from severe asthma. Laura Heath smoked heroin and was asleep when her son woke up and had a fatal asthma attack. He was found dead in the garden of her home in Birmingham back in 2017. She's been sentenced to 20 years in prison. Let's talk to Becky Johnson, who is up there in Coventry Crown Court for us. Becky, this is a desperately sad story, isn't it? It sounds like an incredibly chaotic lifestyle and this little boy caught in the middle of it and just left to die.
It's an extremely distressing case. 7-year-old Hakeem Hussain suffered from very serious asthma, but asthma, this court was told, that could and should have been managed by his mother. Instead, though, she prioritised her abuse of heroin and cocaine above all else, above the health and then, indeed, the life of her son. Sentencing her just now, the judge told her, Hakeem died as a result of your deplorable negligence, your catastrophic and deplorable parenting. His death was needless, tragic, and a result of your abject failure as his mother. Laura Heath sat in the dock and she dabbed her eyes as the judge talked about her 7-year-old son, describing him as a child who'd been bubbly and full of life, but he died on his own in the night in the garden of a flat of a friend of his mother's where they'd been staying, clutching a leaf in his hand, having suffered a severe asthma attack, but he couldn't wake his mother because she was asleep, high on drugs. He died alone. The judge said it would have been terrifying for him. When Laura Heath was found guilty of manslaughter, we did hear from the chief executive of Birmingham Children's Trust. He said social workers missed clear opportunities to prevent Hakeem's death. This trial heard that it wasn't just Hakeem's mother who was aware of his ill health. There were several professionals involved in his case. Indeed, there had been a child protection conference just in the days before he died in November 2017. At that meeting, a school nurse had told the meeting that she feared that Hakeem could die at the weekend. A decision was made at that meeting that Hakeem's mother would be spoken to by a social worker on the Monday. Hakeem, in fact, passed away in the early hours of the Sunday morning. We also heard that at that meeting, a family outreach worker from the school had voted that Hakeem should be taken immediately into care. This is a desperately sad story. There is a serious case review being carried out about the contact that Hakeem had with multiple authorities. This was a preventable death, the judge said, when jailing Hakeem's mother to 20 years in prison.